The other thing that came out, and I promise I'll get to this document thing that Shannon talked about earlier.
Yeah.
There's definitely a thing to get to. The other thing that came out in the last couple of weeks is Claude Dispatch. Have you been using this? Do you know about it?
I have not. No. Okay. Tell me all about it, Dave. There's Claude Code, right? Yes.
Which is the sort of on your device agent for writing software, writing code. And then what grew out of that is Claude Co-Work. And Claude Co-Work is the same thing, except it doesn't write code. It's for doing all of the other things that you would want to do on your computer, but it runs on device, leveraging the Claude LLM as its sort of guide and smarts, if you will. So you can point it, when it first came out, the main use case was point it at a folder on your desktop and tell it to like do things.
Do stuff,
But now there's a protocol called MCP, Model Context Protocol, I think. But whatever it stands for, it doesn't matter. What it is an interface for people to write connectors for many services to your AI chatbot, like Claude Co-Work. So if you want to have it check your Gmail for you, well, you would install the Gmail MCP connector.
Yes.
And now it can go out and get your Gmail because seeing your Gmail is no different than looking at the contents of a folder.
Correct.
If Claude Co-Work knows how to get to your Gmail, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And these MCP connectors are the glue that puts all that together. So already, it's way more powerful than most people think. Claude Dispatch, we all know, we talked on this show a couple episodes ago about me running OpenClaw, and I connected to OpenClaw from Telegram, right?
That's right.
Which means I have OpenClaw running on a Mac here in my office, but while I was in Austin, I had it processing my email and doing my calendar and all the things because I could interface with it from my phone. Now, even though we've proved that my phone can run LLMs locally, OpenClaw isn't running on my phone. I'm just interfacing with it through Telegram, which is a chat interface. Well, Claude Dispatch happens in the Claude app, and it is a chat interface to connect you to Claude Co-Work on your Mac. And when you turn all this on, it's like, hey, I need to set your computer so it won't go to sleep. And I need to make sure that I'm available all the time and all the things that it would need to do. So Claude Dispatch is, I'll call it an OpenClaw competitor, even though
is there an app on your phone that you're using to communicate back and forth with it?
The Claude app.
It's the Claude app. So Dispatch is built in.
Yeah, but you could wire it up and use it with Telegram. They even have instructions for doing that. Now, I don't know why you would want to do that if you could just do it in the Claude app. But maybe there's a reason that I'm just not seeing, which is probably the accurate presumption there. But Claude Dispatch is essentially OpenClaw, but way easier to set up.
Wow, that's very good. I like it.
And a whole lot more sandboxed, if you will.
Yeah, sure.
It's a little safer, probably.
Not going to break as much stuff, maybe?
Not as much stuff, but you can still break stuff because it's running on your computer. So, yeah.
That's super cool. I love it, man. I love it. What a time to be alive.
What a time to be. No, it's crazy.